million up for grabs. You'll have to earn it.
And
lunches. And
Don't
dinners.
forget lunches.
Lunches and dinners. That's what really matters. Well, even if you win here, Kevin, don't get to eat tomorrow, because tomorrow is Group C and D.
You're right, actually.
But you have a better chance at winning more money, because you'll probably have an easier opponent, so that next major, you'll have the money to buy your own lunch.
Okay.
There you go.
I'll accept that.
All right. Well, enough about food, because I'm hungry.
Yeah.
I don't think you got much to eat anyway, but
Came right up here.
Wings Gaming versus Warriors Gaming. The drought to me has been kind of one of the main storylines. It is still in the pool. We see a lot of the other high priority heroes getting banned out. Nyx, Warlock. I mean, you went on a long and I think very justified rant at breakfast yesterday about Warlock as a hero and how ridiculous Fatal Bonds is, and how good his laning stage is, and that's not even talking about the ultimate. He is banned. Ogre, the other laning stage bruiser, also removed. Drow remains.
I'm very curious to see which way Warriors Gaming goes with this, because last game I feel like the solution to their early aggression really was Dazzle Io. Those two heroes did a great job. Just like there was trading in the lane, but it was about even. You know, every time they could guarantee that Grave would delay by 5 seconds, which would guarantee that they would get 1 kill in return. And that kind of advantage just made sure that Warriors Gaming didn't just completely run over Wings in the laning stage and then turn that into an amazing mid game team fight.
So Wings is one of those few teams where even if like you give them the same opening, they don't always take it. So I'm wondering, do they just go Drow IO? It worked last game. Same opening from WG, or I should say Warriors Gaming to avoid confusion. Or do they throw a curveball here? Something else out of the field of battle. Is it time for the Pudge by Sice?
Shadow Demon, interesting choice. They could go ST Luna, okay. Eldertine's alright versus that because Aura is good against them illusions because of their armor, but still gotta kill the illusions. Can be useful, can sometimes not be. It's just such a safe opening actually, especially with the skill build adjustment that everybody's been doing with Soul Catcher instead of Shadow Poison.
So do you just skip Shadow Poison completely? Do you take like a value point in it? Is it? I don't know if it's not that valuable.
Pretty much always skip it now. It's not very good. They used to do 50 damage plus 50 break, was it? I can't remember anymore. Yeah, 50. They used to do 20 damage. No, 38 plus. God,
I used to do a lot more damage. That's what I can say.
It would do 50 damage plus 20, and now it does 26 for 1 Shadow Poison. And it used to cost 40 mana, 35 mana, now it costs 55.
And that makes a big difference because it's so spammable.
You just don't get it anymore in lane. It's not very good. Unless, I mean, if you max it by like 7 or something, it's fine. But as a lane skill or like pre-level 3 skill, Soul Catcher is just so much easier because all the damage your right clicks do, all the damage your allies do in nukes and right clicks. It's really everything you need. Kind of interesting. SD Luna on one side, Drow Ranger on the other side.
And again, the Storm Ban, this time from Wings. Last game we saw Warriors Gaming remove it, so nobody really wanted to give up that Drow Storm in the second phase, especially when so far Wings have no tools to control him.
Yeah, and also I feel like Luna's a little immobile. If she gets out of position or people are running at her and she's not ready to take the fight, then she's in a bad spot, especially because Storm could punish that and also aim for the one hero that would save her, which is SD. Those kinds of combos are always very threatening.
Now this was a forgotten relic from, well, like 4 or 5 months ago. We used to see the Kunkka every game. He got some pretty big nerfs.
I thought you were going to say like 1 week ago or something. He really has fallen off, and when you said that, I was like, "Who's it gonna be?" It's Kunkka, and I was like, "You're actually right. That hero was absolute first pick material
every game, and it's just like X, go hit buildings, pull it back, torrents. I think the boat does insane damage, but
thank God that the hero somehow got that bad. Just from it really was just the torrent level 1 damage got reduced, and I believe the rum scaling was a little worse. It's like 40 to 55% instead of 55 at all levels, or something.
But that is not why people stop it. Really, like you said, it's the torrent. Yeah.
Yeah, it used to do 120 damage with 1 skill point, so you would just be able to run really effectively. But same as it used to be.
With Shadow Demon, with Soul Catcher, especially if you're maxing it, I think that maybe makes the Kunkka more viable, so you can understand the logic for the ban. But Wings again showing a lot of respect here for the Thinker. They will ban it once more.
So I feel like the Kunkka ban here, it does combo with SD or whatever, but it's not like such a great combo that you ban it second round in my opinion. I feel like it's definitely very good against Drow. It's kind of the same situation as Luna when you're out of position. You are really out of position and unlikely to be able to get out of it. So Kunkka would ensure that, they ban that, but I feel like it also tells you that they're going to pick something more mobile as well.
So, your Warriors Gaming here, they banned the jug. Like, what do you do when you see this SD Luna? You mentioned Other Titan's decent against it. Are you trying to go aggressive versus them? Are you trying to punish other lanes? What's your game plan?
I don't think they can go aggressive. I think they need to be worried about being aggro-tried right now. Luna is definitely better than Drow in a tri-lane situation. She's easily better at 6 as well because her ultimate actually does a lot of bursty impact, whereas Drow's really just about farming and giving everybody aura. Plus their other support is an Elder Titan with Drow. That's not super synergistic, at least in the laning stage. Everything that Wing's doing looks way scary to me.
Oh no, Kangaroo, this might be the let me show you how to play Sand King treatment.
Yeah, that would satisfy me because he looked so good the first like 14 minutes, but after that he just completely dropped the ball repeatedly.
10
And
seconds remaining.
still a little flexible exactly how they want to run the Sand King. We've seen some safe lane Sand Kings with the aggro try. That's definitely still a possibility here. And something Warriors Gaming have to be careful about. Have yet to grab their own offlaner. The Axe is banned. One of the heroes that I think has the best chance as far as the common like melee solos go versus Sand King, but not an option.
Time for nuke damage, maybe. More stats are going to be huge here. Maybe even. I haven't seen it forever. He's playing Glimmer Cape anymore.
I saw one from the Wyvern in that VP newbie series.
Yeah.
Kaka, I think it was.
Yeah, he did. Just for some reason, just a little bit less. Everybody's prioritizing other items.
I'll grab the Dazzle, but not really much in the way of like reliable spam to deal with illusion.
Yeah, kind of. Shadow Wave with Elder Titan passive is kind of cool, but obviously that's
It's also reliant on having like a units to heal
kind
bomb, I
of.
guess.
But I feel like if 2 Luna illusions roll up and they walk through a creep wave or something, I feel like you might be able to blow them up right there with aura and that, but I'm not 100%.
It also does give them a save for the Drow, and Wings, well, showing Warriors Gaming they were going to need it as they grab the Slardar, gives them the Roche potential, and with the Slardar pick, who's the support here? Is it the Sand Cane or is it the Slardar?
Kind of depends how the draft rounds out, I think. Sand King support's a lot less common than Industry, so I think it's much more likely just SK. Put him in a 1v1 against just about any hero and he's set, just because Caustic Finale got maybe a little overbuffed. It got buffed and nobody's using it. I'm like, that's a good skill, I think.
So who's gonna get, like, we have a new patch, right? So after this major, almost certainly we'll get the Monkey King, a new era of Dota, 7.0 perhaps, finally.
Yeah.
5 years after 6.0 was introduced, but, or even longer than that, I guess. 8-9 years. But anyway, is Sand King gonna just get nerfed into the ground? I think he'll still be a relevant hero.
They can just like slightly nerf Caustic Finale and it's fine. Like lower the slow or something like that. You can do something tangential like that won't really hurt it that bad. That'll just make it a little bit worse laning kind of thing.
Like we were in the green room and Slacks was like almost had an aneurysm when Charlie was telling him how Omni Knight was gonna be like nerfed into oblivion, and Slacks was just crying and decided.
Omni could use another small nerf, I think, but he's not.
I'm fine with a mega nerf just to trigger Slacks.
Just to punish Slacks. I can get behind that. Picked by Warriors Gaming, stealing the wing strat, I guess. They are currently at 3 out of 5 of the wings.
Yeah, not too
They
shabby.
miss an IO, but they got it over time.
Mirana is available. I don't think Mirana is as good this game though. There's a lot more reliable catch.
Plus, you got Shadow Demon counters, arrow follow-ups, or burst follow-ups, and I'm sure Wings would love to have it. Actually, it's great for Wings. You got tons of setup, disruption setup, burrow strike setup, slaughter initiation setup.
And they have last pick, so they can kind of wait this one out. But yeah, I think maybe you even need to ban it.
So Warriors Gaming likely going to go ranged hero. Invoker got banned. I feel like they're lacking disable right now. Definitely.
Good call. Would have been great for Wings, but Warriors Gaming not going to allow it.
They didn't want to pick it out. It was reasonable. Bad.
So the main question is this like a mid puck? Is it gonna be a side lane puck. What is that, 5th hero?
They can they duel in with Elder Titan or Dazzle or something? Is that reasonable or is that too crazy?
It could be like Dazzle, Drow, Elder Titan puck.
Reserve time.
You don't. It's not like a reliable kill lanes.
Yeah, not at all. Elder Titan puck, definitely weird stuff.
I think they need a frontliner. That's the main issue I see for Warriors Gaming. Like Dragon Knight, maybe.
Did Wings Gaming need a
10
frontliner?
seconds remaining.
That's true.
It was puck. We just jump in and do stuff.
Alright.
Okay.
Sniper with Drow Aura. Mid lane is not going to be fun.
I want to play Sniper right now.
This is like the buffest sniper you'll ever see.
a fun
That dwarf has
game.
been taking some roids.
And you know what always really surprised me about Sniper lately? Where I all play pubs with the Sniper, I look at the scoreboard, and the Sniper could have felt bad, and he's always top damage. And I really think it's shrapnel. That skill,
5 seconds.
Super underrated.
really good. It's 75 damage a second, lasts like 8 or 9 seconds. That's going to add up with Elder Titan Aura. The only downside is its damage might upset his ultimate skill. I like the Elk pick as well, though. He might get punished a lot. Elder Titan can maybe deal with him a bit. That's maybe something Wings is lacking a bit, is a bullying roamer, but I guess Slaughter can aim for that. No Ogre Magi, but maybe can be similar. I kind of like what Warriors Game is going for here. I think this has some potential. I think he's going to get ran at real hard, though, Sniper does. Don't know.
They have really good gap closers. He does have Dazzle for the save, but that is... I guess the main issue I see at the pick is they have a Drow and a Sniper who are both very squishy and need backup, and really only one reliable save in the form of the Dazzle.
And once Alchemist gets Radiance, he's just going to be like, alright, let's fight guys, and he just runs at him. He's just going to run at them, and they're not going to be able to really stop him very well. I mean, they got Puckled, Poison Touch. This is a Poison Touch. No, Poison Touch is actually so bad. Every time I'm like, it's time to give Poison Touch another try. I max it out, and I'm like, God, this skill is
Never again. By the
It's
way,
so bad.
it was Ice Ice last game, did not take a single point in it the entire game.
Yeah, honestly, like if you need it in lane, that's one good place. You can kind of zone off lanes a little, but oftentimes you just
Skoda got so upset as you started to formulate a thought involving Poison Touch that just crashed.
I mean, they've been buffing it real hard.
Triggered.
70 mana, 7-second cooldown, stuns for a whole second. Maybe they need, I mean, what they should do, they should front load the damage, have the damage start as soon as it gets applied instead of doing damage after 3 seconds. That's a buff.
Make Dazzle a carry again.
Push, dude.
Wings are going to move out aggressively, smoking here. Start the game. See Blink playing the Alchemist, so that's going to be your mid laner Shadow on the Luna. Looks like they might be prepping for an aggro try. They do drop an Observer, but it's right under a Radiant Sentry already deployed. Quickly dewarded, I imagine. But they have dropped a second ward to block this camp, so really wanting to ensure that Warriors Gaming do not get pulled.
I mean, I don't even know if they're going to be there in time. They put the sentry down already. They've got 3 minutes. They're clearly scared of their jungle right now.
3 minutes later,
Since their Observer
still haven't entered the bottom lane.
spotted them, but I don't know if they'll be back there. It'd be a great find for Ajay, especially because he's a little low on HP. The Tango Eat would be great. Did you know this Observer Ward is a Gem TD one?
Is it really?
I like pointing that out to my co-casters to know them mostly.
Cool.
There's actually, it's one of the best things about that game. I think you could see a lot of really creative wards that nobody ever has.
I have actually never seen that one before.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So, looking at the laning matchups here, Sniper mid with the Drow Aura, but up against the 4-man Shield Alchemist. He got the Bounty Rune to start the game, Nana also getting his, but obviously Alk going to benefit more from that. The big thing I was curious about, Kevin, is how effective do you think this aggressive tri-lane is going to be?
Hopefully very effective there for... Oh, it's Wings actually aggro. I think it's a great aggro challenge.
They did just get double dewarded though, so that full camp is available now.
Okay, for them at least. Problem is that Draw Ranger's going to have trouble getting last hits because he's got to worry about Starter cutting in and crushing. He's got to worry about disruption, setting things up. At this point, he's pretty much just getting experience. Not really what he wants to go for here. Max Nova wants to pull. They actually did deward the camp fully, so I mean, as long as he gets a pull going, I think they're going to be kind of okay. It also comes down to what Afu does, and he's actually rotating towards mid lane. But yeah, he's got Shrapnel level 2. Maybe they can kill Blink. It's going to be tough though, especially with Acid Spray getting Sniper so low already.
Yeah, and the 4-man Shield doing a lot here. Sniper Hits quite hard later on, but at this stage has pretty low damage. He's actually tanking the acid spray here, trying to bait Lincoln. I'm, I suppose, expecting the Elder Titan to rotate, but this is not going to be a kill. He has already made his way down the bottom.
He actually kind of messed up. He didn't pull his spear back in time, so he's just waiting. He might get a stack. They see it coming. He ran through 2 neutral creeps. When it gets here, he's going to be like Superman for about 8 seconds. Alright, 30 seconds.
No one to show off how Superman he is, too. He's going to grab his bounty, though. Deny the Alchemist.
Gave him 6% bonus movement speed. That was pretty cool. Ooh, this could be a little dangerous for Innocence here. Where's the poison touch when you need it?
Seeing him out, but Ice there in position. And out of the crush from the high ground. Doing work, but not enough to kill.
Really good attempt. Actually, I like his item build. +6 to all stats for Draw Ranger here. Armor still sucks, but getting pretty effective. More difficult to kill, at least. Nana's trying to farm against Blink, but man, Acid Spray. God, I hate playing against that skill. It's so annoying.
Oh, meanwhile, top lane, Kangaroo, very low. One more Caustic, gonna pick him into critical range, and Beyond with the boots advantage, even chasing him. Pulling his puck hard, but struggling a bit in the CS department.
I mean, we can't just say that Kangaroo is getting outplayed here. I mean, the matchup last game was a puck +1. It wasn't just a 1v1 matchup, so there always going to be a little bit of trading back and forth.
Yeah, you know Caustic Finale's good when can fairly easily threaten a kill on a ranged hero with a Drow R at this stage.
This is my X-Nova connecting full camp to the left, so a little bit of creep deny there. Still level 1 on Elder Titan, but I see a lot of heroes in the area. It's kind of an even laning stage, really. They're just kind of equally trading, except for the whole 4 last hits thing on Draw Ranger. That's no good.
Is that enough to say that they're just losing the lanes flat out because of that?
God, I think so. I mean, it's 12 denies on Luna. That's so much lost experience, so level 3 on Drow. I guess Luna's a little lower level-wise, and at least Ajit's able to pick up boots of speed, but a little harder for him to die, at least. I don't really see him dying in this lane. It's the best benefit for him. Shadow Demon gonna go for some stacking here. But Blink, we'll see if he gets a bounty.
I feel like when you're on Dazzle, almost is the same number of blasts as you. Only just now getting up to 6.
Yeah, it's not the best situation for them. At some point they have to go for shadow kills, but they don't really ever know where the supports are. Is another issue. They're gonna put a ward down maybe by the rune spot. And Apu really hasn't accomplished much this game either. He hasn't pressured. He spent a little bit of time top. He comes bottom, but nothing really happens there instead. It's like Wings is just kind of winning all the lanes at the moment.
Blink. Also free farming mid against the sniper, who's doing quite well in his own right, but has gotten the second bounty rune, I believe. Yeah, he got the top one, so starting to catch up quite a bit. While bottom, X-Nova getting caught out the grave. This could be the first blood. Looks like it likely will be. Lucent Beam there, ends up going down. Wings, their patience pays off, sticking with the aggressive challenge, finding the kill. Out point ahead mid, courtesy of Freeble's Greed, and up top. So far, so good for Faith Beyond, who sits behind the puck in CS, but is getting this.
That was a little unfair. Go towards Warriors Gaming. Getting in Biz Rune, it's going to make it a lot easier for you to set up a kill, so it's going to happen. Ice Ice rotating into the mid lane now. Doesn't actually have mana for stun.
Just wanted to ward.
He did put the ward down. That's value. Back to base. Oh, and he can start shooting Blink at least. I mean, Blink's not 6 yet. This is actually a little exploitable, especially if the supports on Warriors Gaming move to like enemy jungle, get some vision down where Blink is likely to farm when he starts getting a little passive here. That could be decent, but we haven't really seen Sniper become effective yet. Maybe he could rotate to the safe lane too. Shrapnel slow plus a little disable. If they had a disable on their team, could be amazing, really. But Puck is what I'm looking for. Level 6 now.
I hear Toby yelling in my ear. Could have been amazing. Was that? I think that was TF2, right?
I don't actually.
That was like that Tongfu Navi.
And I don't even remember. Out of all the Toby Saints, that's the one I do not know. There are many though. That's for
good October.
No, my favorite thing he said today was he said some hero that had an R at the end, and he said Luna, but they both had R's because whenever he has an A at the end, he always says R. That was hilarious.
That one is true though. He really does end everything with an ER.
Yeah.
Friggin' Aussies, man.
They can't stop, man.
But then I've heard other people.
Ooh.
Oh, wait, going for the smoke gang. Afu there to reveal it, but also just a bit too close. Epicenter is gonna come off, and Afu will go down. So Faith Beyond making the early movement. He finds Peter.
And interesting skill build too. 3 points in Caustic Finale just for extra damage.
Yeah, I mean, this is like you said. It was a 1v1 top, not a 1v2. So I like the adjustment and stuff.
Fair coming top here. Gonna fly something out. Weird way to purchase a Belt of Giant Strength, but I mean now it's just Alchemist mid. Like Sniper's trying to do damage to him, but he's just sitting there regenning.
At this point, you've Chemical Rage, you've got the Helm of Iron Will regen and armor. He can't really harass you out of the lane. Nor is he a hero that wants to be risking going to the rune spell. Although he leads in CS for now, he's still down on net worth, and you gotta imagine once Alk starts really turbo farming in the jungle with the level 3 acid spray, we're already gonna see it. He will pull ahead.
And Ice has just been sitting atop this whole time waiting for Kangaroo to come back to lane, and finally he's here. Luna is not 6 yet though. First break on
We're waiting for this orb, and now they're gonna make the move. Kangaroo can't John in, it's too late, caught by the crush, has the coil ready, and the silence with the phase shift won't be enough. Wings find the kill, and they walk away, so very good patience there from the Slaughter.
That was like a minute and a half at least that he waited there. Incredible amount of patience. But a huge kill. That's the one hero on Warriors Gaming that should be rotating. I think it's kind of a mistake he hasn't yet.
Uh-oh, the turnaround gonna come bottom, maybe Faith Beyond. Throw away, but the Drow Silence sets it up. Pretty underrated spell, Gust, I would say.
Yeah, and even Frustrated was kind of in the same boat. Like, once you have that maxed out, 64% movement speed slow. It's really a lot of control. And since they are lacking disables, I kind of like the fact that he's maxing it out. He's only got 1 point of Precision Aura, though. It's a pretty value skill. You're getting 20% of the 38% value, but it's certainly going to help, or it's going to affect how well Sniper does mid, for example, as well. Like, I feel like Warriors Gaming haven't rotated at all.
Oh, there's a Gust bottom of the Faith Beyond just TPing into the tower, straight into his own demise. Wayne's Gaming, the quad hero ambush.
Good.
I say ambush, he at least saw a couple of those heroes, but now 5% of the bottom lane. They're going to start pushing early, Kevin.
Okay.
And I was going to ask you, how worried are you if you're Wings Gaming, seeing there's a Shadow Demon, there's this dirty like Alchemist Radiance with Disruption and a Luna, but as I say that, they're looking to pressure and punish very early.
I mean, if these two towers, this is massive, and this is just a Radiant versus Dire strategy. If you take the bot 2, and then you take the mid 2 towers, then all of the Aegis advantage that Wings should have is a little bit gone, but they gotta take a fight here.
They want to fight, and they move in. Eyesight's not quite level 6. They're going to even bring in the Alk. He gets silenced. They still chase forward. They really don't want to focus him down. Nana's out in front. A bit out of position. Good silence on Eyesight as he comes in, but it's only a level 1 silence, unfortunately, so they find that first kill. Sniper down. Looking for more. Kangaroo going to orb away the burrow just a bit late. As he will phase shift out towards Freedom. Still no odd jet. Being chased, they have damage. They can continue pursuit, and there's not much to defend him. Just X-Nova behind the tower. No TPs on either of these heroes. They've seen that both are lacking, and they might just sweep around and go all in on this dive. There's the Lucid Beam to set it up. Afu there, looking for the stomp, but will he find anything? Doesn't have the mana for the stomp, actually only coming out with the Spirit for now, and now Ajit out of position. He'll go down as well, so that's 2 carries down. X-Nova makes it out to safety, but a big turnaround by Wings.
Yeah, and just think this started by the tier 2 on the enemy side, all the way over here.
They literally chased them from here to here.
But I think the movement from Warriors Gaming is smart. They've got to try to take that, remove that tower advantage, especially because their laning stage went weak. Oh, gonna see a kill mid? Yeah,
oh, the swag, Kangaroo. He orbs out like he's gonna leave, and then he's like, oh, actually, I can kill you. I can kill you too. He has the stick charges. Ice has to wait out this coil. The Drow Ranger's dead, though. He doesn't have the bonus damage that he was counting on. The stick, he'll pop it, waiting for the patient. Ice with the patience. The pump fake gets it done. Oh man, it's almost a sick outplay there. Puck gets both of those kills, but
that would have been crazy. He maybe should have kept right-clicking at the start of the ulti rather than going for the runaway. And at that point, he's like, okay, I don't have mana to TP. I gotta fight this.
I think he was maybe, he did the math assuming it's a Drow aura, but didn't have the bonus damage. With it, he gets that kill.
Yeah, quite possibly. It was very, very close, and that's a big pickup for Ice actually. That's killing the off lane as a support. 2-0 and 3 now on Slardar. Maxed out on Sylvan Crushing. He's got 1,000 in the bank, so should be a tower dying mid at least for Warriors Gaming. But despite these towers dying, they're definitely lacking some experience. And Blink with the great deny on mid is gonna offset a lot of that. advantage they get from the drop.
Even though he comes to the fight, he is still dangerously close to a very fast Radiance here. Got the armlet. He's been getting bounty runes pretty consistently. You can see they're still showing up here on the game feed. And now 3.1k gold. Radiance is coming soon. And that's to say nothing of the Luna, who will be building towards the Helm of the Dominators. This is 2 games in a row now where it's like Wings, even if they play aggressive early, they are going to back it up with an extremely scary late game economy.
I feel like Warriors Gaming did see this TP though, or outside the smoke. They ran far to the right. Nana's not reacting now. Okay, he's... I'm going to call him dead. I think he's dead.
Yeah, think that, you wanker.
So it was kind of interesting how they did that. Wings ran all the way to the right of that observer ward by the Dire tier 2, and then they smoked. Just maybe in the assumption that there was maybe a ward there a little bit more south. So it actually did work out for them.
Oh, Faith Beyond hiding in the trees. The Warriors Gaming smoke gonna break. The orb comes through. He tries to cut and run. Burrows his way out. Can they catch him with the stomp? He's gonna dodge that as well. They might have to commit a coil to secure this kill. Kangaroo. He's gonna drop it now. The TP out the silence. Too much damage. They will find it. 4 hero rotation just to get that Sand King kill.
They get the tower afterwards.
Does delay the blink though. He's not. He's the one who suffered, I guess, with all the rotations constantly in the middle of these fights. 4 deaths now. It's going to be a very late Sand King for me.
So while they're all up there, Wings is going to try to take Roche in the meantime. They've got the Sora ulti at least, so it should go pretty fast, especially without tanking and armlet on top of that, and acid spray. That's a very minus armor Roshan in this fight.
Very, very minus armor much. Wow. Relic has been picked up. Radiant's coming soon. You really need to give the Alpha Ages out. I guess maybe the timing's perfect as they immediately move into the Roshan pit, try to contest this thing. They're too late to counter the Rosh, and they win the fight. Ground Ranger laying into Ice on the Slaughter, not able to finish him off. The Illusion's marching forward. Shadow sweeping around, has the Eclipse ready. Just the Lucid Beam to start using the Alpha Illusions to scout, give them a spot of extra vision. Always relying on Ice to turn this around, but the orb comes through, breaks them low. They're gonna chunk down the Slaughter. Oh, Blinky doesn't have the Radiance yet. They need that burn damage. It'd be easy kill after easy kill for them instead, though. They do find the Sniper burrowing through. Blink not getting quite enough done. They're gonna kite him, control him. Disruption there, but no one to follow it up. Faith Beyond already used the Epicenter. He doesn't have the Blink to get back into this fight. Aegis down, Kevin. They might be able to kill him twice.
For shrapnel here, any moment. No, they're gonna try to save. He's only got 1 left.
Oh, doesn't look like he's got a great escape plan. He just slowly waddles in, death by the stomp. I'm a little surprised that they tried to force that fight so hard.
They're like, we're winning. We got Roche. We have level advantage. It looked so good there, especially after Puck chose not to jaunt to the southeast. I thought for sure he was dead, but they barely kept him alive with the Grave and a really needed fight win for Warriors Gaming. If they take that advantage there and get massively ahead, that was a big mistake by Wings.
Well, certainly reflected on the graph, even with Alc having such a good game and the Roshan. This came back to parity for now.
And he had the Relic, he had like 700 gold, and
an Aegis, and he's like, yeah, well, I'm just gonna go and die twice.
And he spends like a minute, 2 minutes attacking instead of just killing like 6 creeps and having a Radiance. And then the whole fight changes. If you had a Radiance there, that was like a quad kill.
And to make matters worse, now Warriors Gaming, they're emboldened. They're moving through the enemy jungle. What level is this silence? Could maybe kill off Shadow. It's level 4.
Well, they saw him. They see him with the
Afu
ward,
can set this up. They're gonna head north, and instead they converge on Faith Beyond. Blink Dagger. Oh, could be delayed, but in fact the Burrow clips Kangaroo while he doesn't have his own blink. Oh, he tries to juke through the trees. The orb is there, cutting off the path of retreat. Can drop the claw to secure this kill. Will do so. Delays the blink again. Another costly catch. Faith Beyond continues to be shut down here.
Really important kills. All the tier 1's gone now. They still have tier 2's on Wings' side, but Warriors Gaming is clearly good at pressuring and delaying the whole Radiance thing. This is actually now a stupidly late Radiance. He was on path to have the typical 12-13 minute, but we're 15 minutes in, he hasn't picked it up yet. He's got the same last.
And they took Roche, which you normally don't get this early. So
yeah.
It is very late. He has it now, and I guess the question is, Warriors Gaming getting this little boost, and they've now taken down a tier 2 top. They've grabbed already the tier 1s in all 3 lanes. Do they have enough map control to contain these Shadow Demon split push shenanigans?
I feel like they do, certainly. I mean, we can maybe look at the heroes and say they don't have the best push out heroes. I mean, Elder Time's great against it, I would say. Pick up a Soul Ring, do Astral Spirit, Echo Stomps on creep waves. Sniper's okay against it. I really think he's gonna go this game for a build by it kind of looks like SNY Dragonlance perhaps, but I'm quite partial to Maelstrom this one.
I like Manta a lot versus Slardar, so you don't like Manta?
It gives you tons of attack speed, but costs 5,000 gold, and it gives you the worst damage increase. But it is good attack speed, and he's got Drower, so I guess it's okay this game. For the fact that he's a Drow and he's against a Slardar, I'm gonna let it slide.
I mean, you can Manta dodge the Alp Concoction, remove the Amp. It could be a casual Yasha for now, I'm not sure. I think you get Hurricane Pike first. Top lane, catching out the Luna, Shadow. Wow, down, and Warriors Gaming right back in, not only this game, but maybe this series as well, though. As I say that, Ice, he's got his Blink Dagger actually before his own Sand King. Faith Beyond gonna look to follow this up, catches the burrow, but Apu could be a big stop, he gets sprayed, connecting, now looking for the Earth Splitter, gonna land on the Shadow King, and they kill off the Sand King in the trees, another death for him, a silence on the Blink, can they kill him off in time, the Alpha Fall, Ice now giving pursuit, but it's a very under-farmed support Slardar, Man Mode from X-Nova, Dazzle is the cause, will kill him off, and just like that, Wayne's completely hemorrhaging here. They are bleeding from every orifice, Kevin, and they are now down for the first time in this game.
It is not often you see a Dazzle walk up like that and it's like, because I did the Slardar have the stun too? That could have gone the other way as well. That was just very...
You see those ugly chompers, right? He's got a mean streak.
That was very in your face and a huge little turn of events. I mean, Sniper got blown up almost instantly. He got just killed from all the minus armor, but that was the first after Radiance fight from Alkin. Again, Frost Arrows, man, this skill is really good. It's making it so hard for Wings to fight. Like, even with all the minus armor they have, like once the Alk engages, 64% slow from one hero, and he's got to deal with Shrapnel, and he's got to deal with Dream Coil, or Stomps. Like, that's another thing. If you're that slowed, Echo Stomps get hit every single time.
And the thing is, because they're not as far ahead as they would have been, like, the illusions die quickly. Alk doesn't have the Manta, the Octarine, he's not even close to those items. He doesn't even have his BOTs yet. So I think they might be on the courier. Yeah, they are now. Okay, so the BOT's coming at least, but the Luna fairly underfarmed, so the illusions die fast, and that's like these single target heroes on Wings don't really have to worry about the illusion swarm.
Yeah, and especially if they get like a Maelstrom or maybe an Axon Draw Ranger, it's not going to be a big concern. It's still about split push though, and Wings does have really good split push heroes. At least on Alchemist as well as Sand King are pretty good. The other heroes on Wings have got to be a lot more careful, but there's
their tower down. The Strauss Sniper duo, very good at mowing down buildings.
Yeah. Range and tons of damage, and Sniper plus Draw, that's just built. 58 bonus damage, he picks up a Staff of Wizardry, so he's going to go for the old Force Staff into Hurricane Pike. Definitely needed after that last fight, that was really apparent.
And especially now that Sand King has his own blink, they don't think they've seen it yet. Wings could abuse this though. You're 20 minutes in nearly, it's a core Sand King, you kind of just assume he has one, I would say, but maybe Wings can find an opening here.
I mean, Slardar's got his as well, he's the off
He had a last fight, actually.
Dice, man, this guy's having a great game, 2-2 and 5. Afu doing his best to try to push the lane out. He pulls the Spirit back, this is really close, will he get the stun?
Oh, just barely dodging away, and in fact, Ice revealing the gank, though the smoke was about to expire. So they get a ward down.
I love their positioning.
Counter smoke.
Oh, the ward goes down just a little bit late. They see the courier though. Did they realize? Yep,
the ping comes out.
They know where they're waiting.
Good map sense here by Wings. Seeing the courier and then not seeing any heroes, they get real suspicious.
That was pretty good for Wings.
They will scatter away.
Even though the gank didn't work, they still got 2 super deep wards down, which now informs them where Warriors Gaming was. And now because of that, they don't even get their successful.
And looking at the way this Wing lineup is constructed, just time is their friend. They have the better lineup for pushing out lanes. They have the better flash farm heroes in the Luna, and of course, especially when there's a Shadow Demon behind them, they are dire and generally should be able to get to Roshan, though granted they are lacking all 4 towers they would like to have near the pit. But for now, they are just farming, which is pretty much what this lineup looks to do.
They're hiding a little bit. They could definitely catch him now.
Find Shadow here. Kangaroo initiating forward. He already committed the Veil though. Shadow just gonna walk away. Instead, they're gonna turn back and recognize that he's not alone. They find they've got the 2-hero coil. Beautiful grab by Kangaroo Shadow. No TP available. Faith Beyond trapped in the trees as well. Has the TP out, but I don't think he would make it even if he tried. They pump in those Drown Frost arrows, and they find 2 and 2. Well, I'll call it cores though. Sand King.
Wow.
at this point.
What an amazing ulti there by Kangaroo. He is completely making up for last game here. A lot of pressure on Slardar. And they stop any split push that Wings can do in the meantime.
That was a great coil. And very patient, too, to scout out the tree line, look for other heroes, and only then go back for the 2-hero grab.
I mean, maybe there was some miscommunication or a misunderstanding about where Warriors Gaming would be because the Luna eventually came out of the tree line and started pushing, but...
Going high ground.
Just a little shaving some HP here. Nothing weird.
But with Drow and Sniper, it's a fairly quick shave. That's a bit close.
2k gold now for Drow Ranger. They're going in.
Nice ice. Man mode. Blink Crush to start. It's on to Op.
Oh!
Looking for the turn. They will find Ajit, but the stomp was there. Connects on 4. This is going to set up the puck going in. Too bad Kangaroo didn't have the coil 5 seconds away. That might have been a team wipe for the coil.
Yeah.
They're lucky only lose the starter.
What? Why go in there? That was very bizarre for me for Ice.
I feel like they're just playing cocky this game. Like I'm not. It doesn't seem like they respect Warriors Gaming when they play.
I see that viewpoint as well. Last game was definitely embarrassing for Warriors Gaming. The way that they played that definitely made them look a lot lower. But Warriors Gaming is doing just fine now. And maybe you're right. They fought with the Aegis. It didn't quite work out. They're like, yeah, whatever. We'll make it up. But looking worse and worse over time.
Well, and of course, Under Siege for now not split pushing with Blink, which is generally what you would like to see. They're going to disrupt him, use his illusions to hold this lane, but already the tower, Kevin, down by 2/3 nearly.
And as they get more and more force staffs, it's going to be even harder for Wings to take team fights because you got 2 great disables, the Slardar stun and the Sand King stun, but past that, I easily have the Alk solutions. This guy's going to have to buy 2 armor items this game, I think, like Octarine into like the AC Shivas kind of a thing. Because with Drought Aura and Sniper and how many slows they have, and even like Puck turns into a DPS hero, and even Dazzle turns into a DPS hero. It's just
yeah, we saw that a little taste of that earlier.
It's just normally so hard to kill Alchemists, but with all the minus armor they have and the Drought Aura and the Elder Titan Aura, okay.
And the thing is, we're seeing those kiting items come out. You've got double Hurricane Pike, the Manta already, the Blink Yules on Puck. Yules just completed. They can easily run away from a Slardar, from an Alchemist. They can reposition in fights, so these great jumping heroes, the Sand Cane and the Slardar, reliably count on running down a squishy Drowned Sniper. And on top of that, they're not really that squishy anymore. 1500 health on the Drow, and Sniper sitting close to that. The pit they go.
So I guess split push for now. Push out lanes. Maybe Elk can take a tower top, but it's even though they did take those towers, it's still so hard for them to reliably get roached. Those on the high ground, they'll do worth the sentry at least, or they're gonna hold it, I guess. They would definitely reveal the fact that they're in there.
Oh, instead they're gonna smoke in the pit, sneak on out, and wrap around. Who will they find though? Question.
Okay, I think they did this because it reminds me of the last game. They do Roche, Wings new, so they were like, oh, we'll do something tricky here.
Well, while that's happening, Blink is farming up a storm. He takes on the tower top, has the Manta, suddenly Octarine nearly materializing. So still getting his items as they will commit the weave. Warriors Gaming should get the Roshan uncontested, slot open on Nana.
They should know that it's there. I think it's more useful to Warriors Gaming than it is to Wings, so I think it's an okay trade for what Wings wanted. If they can get this Luna kill, it'd be huge.
Good Yules to set things up. Kangaroo trying to be patient here, but perhaps the turnaround going to come. The epicenter is there from Faith Beyond, gets pushed away by a Gus. Now the arrows chunking into Ice Ice. Can they finish him off? They will. Epicenter.
Oh, double stun.
Sorry, the Burrow Strike coming through. Connects on 2, looking for the additional kill. Will pop the Aegis. Good combo there with the Alchemist. Do they find more? Hawk is very far out of position, spent this whole time trying to chase down the Luna, then jukes through the trees, can ambush them on the way up, skulls the coil, has the bail, but gets hit by a Lucid Beam, has the Horde, tries to get away, now lets the kill go, only connects on 1 carry. That is Blink. Chemical Rage cooling down, but it is up again. He's silenced. Can they kill him off in time to stop? They'll find the kill. They look for Faith Beyond as well. Under Sandstorm trying to scurry away, but the Frost Arrows coming in, raining the pain through. 4 fall. Looked like it might be a turnaround fight for Wings, Kevin, but that 2-hero stun, unfortunately one of those heroes had the Aegis.
These fights are just so bizarre, kind of. It just seems like Wings has no damage at all. And maybe it's just because the Luna's not there, we're not getting Eclipse, but even like Slardar's not amplifying what Alchemist does well, really. Like Alka is not so much a single target DPS hero, so like the Slardar's value is not quite as high as it normally is what it feels like. And Luna isn't really able to just DPS these fights because she doesn't have BKB, so if Puck's there and he's got a Veil, she's going to lose half her HP as the fight starts.
And we have yet to see an Eclipse this game. Worth mentioning. I don't believe Shadow's used it at all.
Yeah, I think you're completely right here. But I mean, he's still farming decently well, but he keeps getting picked up. And again, Kangaroo's got him again.
Hey buddy, Yule Scepter ready. Might wait for a TP out, which is about to cool down. Shadow into the trees. Oh, Kangaroo playing this one so patiently. Throws the orb to make sure he keeps the vision. Now the Yule Scepter, interrupting the teleport, then the silence, and the sniper this little flank, a ho-ho, a ha-ha, and see you later, buddy. Another death for the Luna.
He knew
not
he was
able
dead,
to get anything going.
He knew that he was being followed because Sniper ran past the creep wave, but it's a great invis pickup. Kangaroo's been really MVP in this game. I think that's pretty clear. And his 2 cores are farming plenty.
And it's a nice comeback story, I guess, as far as the series goes, given that he really was the GOAT. And I don't mean greatest of all time when I say that of game number 1. Had a really rough showing on the Sand King, but such a good showing this time.
Any vision advantage that Wings was enjoying before is going to be pretty much picked up and gone. Lifesteal not picked up for Draw Ranger. What do you think Satanic this game? Or is this too early? Or just Morbid Mask to sit on that, grab a Butterfly maybe, transition? I'm not quite sure.
I don't know if you go full Satanic yet. Like, there's a lot of stuns to interrupt you from actually lifestealing, so...
Maybe the HP would help in that case, but...
I could see, like, anything really. Like a Scotty. I mean, you could make an argument for the Satanic, like you said, just with HP. Butterfly is always good.
I actually think he goes... I would go Ags, I feel like. Covers HP, gives you better illusion solutions, and then it allows you to transition into whatever you need. Maybe the BKB would be better. Definitely maybe a safer build than Ags, but if you buy Ags and you go like MKB, illusions are cake. You're just gonna kill them super fast.
Yeah, that gives them like a late game tool to try and deal with Wings.
And then to go MKB, it's all amped by Elder Tynora and Veil and...
Oh, that's a good one.
And you can lifesteal from MKB procs as well. I think that'll do it.
Okay. So...
Yeah, you can.
Blink now. Pretty much completed the basics here on the Alk. Haven't really talked much about like what the game plan is, looking more long-term for Wings. Do you see them just trying to split push the whole game? Is there a point where they look to aggressively take fights? And then along with that, I guess, how do they get to that point where they can change things up?
I mean, I'm sure they'd love to take ganks, especially. They've got great ganking heroes. They've got pretty good teamfight heroes, but it requires Warriors Gaming to be a little grouped, I think. And with the BKB pickup for Sniper, for example, if he's on the backline, he can certainly still die to physical damage because of Acid Spray plus Amp, but if you're comboing that with like a Sand King, then BKB is going to give him the ability to do whatever he wants in a fight.
Oh, quick shrapnel towards the bottom lane, but Warriors Gaming, I mean, secret ambitions of a smoke. They'll move into their jungle, heading towards the Dire Ancients. Hunting perhaps for the Alchemist. Not going to find him yet. They are lacking vision on the Dire side of the map, but they might just strike gold here as Ice moves out. Shadow sitting back in the base. Very nervous about a potential movement. In fact, they're even moving into the Dire Woods. They almost are going to perfectly locate them. The scan not quite connecting. It is nighttime, but now they look for their catch. Ice with the quick reactions, though, still going to get caught by the coil. That's committed. And now they follow this up. Shadow, Veil, already used on him. They're going to aggressively try to force him back. Had to go for the disruption, and meanwhile, Faith Beyond committing the epicenter, but Apu gets grabbed at the last possible moment. At the buzzer, he TP's home to freedom, and still they move forward. Nana out a bit far, but able to bring down Blake. He pops the beginning, he starts to work on the Beyond. Faith Beyond epicenter down and on the run. It's the story of Sand King struggling this series, and the struggle will continue here as Sniper finishes him off. 4 dead. And Kevin, if they go on to lose this game, I gotta imagine someone in that Wings room is gonna be really pissed.
I think it's very likely. I mean, the Alchemist is looking just completely worthless in these teamfights. Octarine, I don't even think is the right item this game. I think he had to go an armor item. Minimum, sell that damn poor man shield. It's too late. Get a plate mail in there, then get maybe some Octarine afterwards. He's just getting shredded by all these right-click hits. And he doesn't do enough damage. That one teamfight they had to win, they lost it.
2-hero crush on the cores. Normally that's the start of a good initiation, but too tanky. Waves bounce through, hardly tickling them. That's another tier 3 nearly finished off to go with the tower bottom. It's death throws, basically, and they just walk away.
Yeah, they absolutely have to, because Sniper put all his money into this BKB. It was great for that fight. Got some gold advantage, but continuing to siege, it's not something they're ready to do. So Wings can certainly still win, but the way that team fight looked, it is not looking good. That was a very spread out fight though. Sole Epicenter on the Elder Titan, who still survived somehow. That was pretty incredible. Oh, I guess it must have been Dazzlegrave, right?
Yeah, Dazzlegrave at the last moment, but I mean that's kind of the issue we're seeing for Wings is they don't really have great single target bursts. Like they have the amp damage, but then Alchemist is all AoE, Sand King's all AoE. Luna, like decent single target burst if you get a perfect eclipse and you're hitting one hero with all your illusions. But
or you have like 4 items usually. He's still a little early.
She's never confident enough to go in like that. She was actually hiding in the base. Remember when that gank was happening?
Got another invis on Kangaroo. When he's just like
Jesus.
16th this game or something like that.
To be fair, I guess he should be getting a decent number because they have full rune control, but still impressive.
So Ward in the base of Wings here. I don't know if that got spotted or not, but
don't think so. The gem on Afu right now. Only Warriors Gaming with an easy way to deward that.
They could go for the puck here. They see him. Yeah. Oh, they got a.
As the Yules though, he silences right. As the Slaughter jumps in, Burrow straight comes in. The timing by Fate Beyond as the phase shift's about to expire. A pretty important kill just to get some momentum for Wings here.
I thought that was gonna be one of those S4 escapes where you accidentally are farming, but you silence the person that initiates and
then still get out.
You get out.
Just to really trigger Wings as much as possible.
But that's the stuff that Wings really needs here, and it's a little difficult. They kind of have to take those 2 heroes almost every time. It has to be some combination of at least Sand King or Slardar plus a core is the only way they get any kills. And against a hero like Puck, they need multiples.
All right, Roshan number 2. Getting closer. I see a big fight around the pit.
Puck's still dead for 35, so fortunately for them, Roche is not up yet. But...
And they could take it real fast.
You see next for Alchemist. That'll certainly help a lot. 15 more armor, 5 more armor for his allies, more minus armor against his opponents. Like Sniper is sitting around 20 right now, but even still, it doesn't take a whole lot for him to run out.
Of course, the Dazzle could be the savior to deal with that minus armor. You get off good.
And Manta finished up by Sniper. Only good at pushing. Kind of. The illusions are pretty crap versus the creep waves, but the fact that they can send that top and at least delay Wings' ability to pressure towards the tier 2 is really strong. See what he buys afterwards. Like right now, he's got 3 hybrid defensive items. His damage is not fantastic. It's pretty much all about shrapnel, headshot, and assassinate. Luckily for the hero, you can definitely justify this. But I think really the big damage dealer might just be Drow Ranger pretty soon here.
Just have the Drow R to help and maybe the Weave to make him hit a bit harder, but you know, like, he's definitely not a hard carry sniper as of yet. But with these items now, it feels like he can easily pivot in that direction. Mostly Wings have magic damage. They have amp damage, but as we've talked about, not really anyone to, like a TA to just burst that amped target down, so... I see him go into more of a late game build.
I wonder if he's going to go for like Daedalus to make his illusions good, or alter for a not a good illusion item like MKB or Mjolnir. But I feel like those 2 items give a lot more impact. Perhaps maybe not MKB, but you could also go Scotty. Quite good with Manta style, but still be lacking some damage here.
Even Butterfly, I think, is pretty solid. Given, I mean, I guess you're up against the Radiance, so maybe you want the
yeah.
I'm sure you don't miss.
A lot of questions for his build. Will be interesting to see what he goes for. In the meantime, Wings just does not want to let Roche go to the enemy team because they're finally getting kind of close to being able to take team fights. Their cores are becoming more survivable. But if there's an Aegis on the enemy team, especially on these heroes that already have so many different items, then killing them twice is going to be tough.
Yeah, you blow your load with the Epicenter of the Eclipse. That's one fight. Then good luck with round 2. Blink gonna confidently move an illusion through the enemy woods. Will farm this bottom lane, and the illusion's heading streaming really towards mid. They're even gonna send the Shadow Demon there to keep this push going a bit longer. Alpha in front, take the bait.
So
I mean, I'd say bait. It's not really though. Drow gonna start things off. They're not seeing much backup for Blink, so they start to move more aggressively. But now the Slardar comes in with the crush. Ice Ice could be in trouble next. The coil's there, snaps instantly, and then one last Blink. Down he goes. Now the chase forward, Core Staff, or the Hurricane Pike in. And that is going to put an end to any Russian ambitions for
Why was he there? I feel like Wings is on a very different page of expecting where Warriors Gaming is going to be. This is like the second or third time that
it seemed like one of those, like, oh, they're going to just assume we have 4 heroes behind him, so we can do this, but they already showed the Shadow Demon mid.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, it's a little questionable from Wings.
They want to take this. This is still really dangerous. A lot of cliffs here. A lot of ways that Wings can approach things like Epicenter.
Could be huge, and they now have some Alka illusions, but as I say that, the Veil just bursting them down. A fresh army created, they'll march in. Sniper turning back to deal with these. Alk revving up the stun. There's the Lucid Beam, the prep. Now the Hurricane Pike back as Faith Beyond initiates in. The Draw Ranger call, but not done yet. Hurricane Pike away for her too. Blink out for Kangaroo, and now they can look for the turn. The coil's cooling down, Kevin. They're not finding these quick kills. They've already blown a bit of their load with the Epicenter. Faith Beyond's got a Glimmer Cape away with the help of Innocence. I don't know if they can really stick around with this coil about to be up, though. As I say, the Kangaroo gets up, and a force step again, saving his life, and maybe turning this fight a blink back. And all of a sudden, coil online.
That's they're gonna catch all their time at least. It's got a force in one.
Looking for the catch at least, but simultaneously, Ice, he went in, but he went in without backup. He was way out of position. He gets punished, and now Nana, BKB, manning onto the Alchemist, who tries desperately to stand his ground. The Eclipse comes through. The Stomp is there. Disruption interrupted. Shadow will find a crucial kill on the Draw Ranger, and now Sniper's BKB is worn off. He hasn't killed off Blink just yet. Goes for the Hurricane Pike, but Blink gets onto him. Bringing him low. Can he finish him off in time to stop? Not gonna connect. So close. He doesn't get the kill. And meanwhile, Kangaroo dealing with the Sand King can throw out the orb. Momentarily can look for the turn. He does connect on the Silence. Has done it up in his own right. 2 auto attacks required. He gets it. Faith Beyond down. All 3 have fallen. 2 cores and a support. Afulo dying to the illusions. The 4-step came in to save the day.
He didn't want the action to end, so he's like, I'm gonna walk into these illusions and die.
Jesus, that was at the buzzer, man. I can't believe Sniper lived there.
Amazing team fight, and a whole 50 gold change. Pretty big.
Dire's top tower.
A lot of damage done by Wings, but Alk finally in that place where he's difficult to kill by the Radiant team. But again,
Roshan is not dead yet, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, they slowly kind of worked it down, but...
They're going to contest this. A good stop could set things up here. Will he get an off-the-time Roshan down? Force that. The Aegis hits the deck. Is anyone going to grab it? Nana's like, I want a piece of that. It ends up being scooped up by Shadow, but immediately destroyed by the Hex of Kangaroo. Freshly completed. They're now going to bring down the Slaughter. They might just kill him twice. The Stomp is there. Looking for the Disruption. Innocence holding onto it patiently. Lets it go now, but he's still trapped in the pit where a Sniper continues to land. It doesn't even bother with the cheese. Recognizes it'll probably just be 3 deaths of the coil. Finding Innocence as well. Up above, Warriors Gaming continue to battle back, and they will completely negate that Roche.
So they get the Roche, but instantly dying in there. No 4 stats left over there for Wings. They couldn't get the Luna out.
So Alchemist fought back in the middle of that.
Whoa, okay. That wasn't going to be worth it there.
They have no Eclipse. They do have an Epicenter, but...
That's really expensive. They cost them 1,300 gold and obviously buyback for 7 minutes. And now they're just slapping towers.
They can siege pretty safely here. Also, bear in mind, at any moment, Puck could jump in. For the Epicenter, I suppose, for Faith Beyond, though. Be told, walking in against these long-range heroes and BKB is very difficult. Folks around in the tree line. Here to be ready for now. Nana confidently up top. He's going to go for the Mastodon. Doesn't connect the Burrow. Also a swing and a miss. Sand King continues to struggle as a hero in this series. Now the Hex, the turn, looking for a pickoff. Disruption is there to try and save the day, and Warriors Gaming get a reset for the moment. But Nana still working on building. He's confident up in front, a bit too confident as the BKB and takes the grave, and now a frantic scramble back. Faith Beyond another miss there on the Burrow. The man's got to hit one sooner or later, but it won't be now. I said he tries to salvage this. The buyback on the Sand King. They've already lost the Slaughter too. 2 big initiators down the coil follow. Excellent play from Kangaroo. Now the Eclipse, the BKB, but up high they go in the Epicenter. This one's better. Faith Beyond finally finding the opening. Expensive hold, Kevin. They do hold. For the most part.
Is that the first Eclipse?
I think that's the second.
Second? Okay.
The first one that felt like it did something.
It's a really good one, at least. But, I mean, I'm just looking over at the farm levels of Warriors Gaming, and that seemed so easy for them to take a barracks there. Yeah, they lost 3 heroes, but they still lost barracks. They got the tier 3 on the mid lane as well. That's going to be opened up. Maybe that goes a little differently. The gem is definitely behind enemy lines here for Warriors Gaming, but they've got Hex on the Puck. They've got Yule Scepter on him. There's 5k gold on Drow Ranger. All of these guys are still transitioning. Puck is another 2,400 past what he has right now.
On the side of Wings, I guess the silver lining is Alk starting to hand out those Aghanim Scepters. He just gave one to Luna.
That makes a lot of sense. That's why they took so much damage. More HP'd all of his heroes and his illusions as well. Definitely one of the betters, really. I'd like to see one on maybe... Actually, it's a great SD next game.
Yeah, that's true, with the multiple demonic purges.
Yeah, just remove passives. Can break Drow Ranger precision, I think, temporarily. Pretty solid. Elder Titans is not bad either, but it's maybe a little... You have to like ulti him while he's killing you, so maybe that one doesn't make too much sense, but...
At the same time, though, they held and like they didn't totally lose their base. They didn't lose that second lane wreck. They still lost the melee, and they did have to buy back. So on result, Warriors Gaming, these substantial gold lead, 6,000, not overwhelming, but considering there's an out, being this close feels like a deficit for Wings that's a lot bigger than what the graph shows.
BKBs are still looking kind of okay. Drow Ranger finds something picking up.
Hasn't gotten one so far.
Ags finally for Drow.
Okay.
Should be pretty good. He'll get Diffusal Blade on multiple sources, Lifesteal on multiple sources. That's pretty solid.
So,
they just
42 minutes in, they're up a lane of racks. What do Wings Gaming, or sorry, what do Warriors Gaming need to do to close this out?
little team fights, little slow pushes. I think Force Staffs are definitely a big solution too. The last fight just went bad because for them because it was like Epicenter Bro Strike on 2 with an Exilin ult on top. So got to get each other out of those danger zones, and they should be in a good spot. KB on Sniper 2, he's going to be ready to really mess up Alchemist or whoever he finds. Oh, and the smoke's going to break here.
Not moving in. He's the man in front. I see him revving up the crush. He was thinking about a blink in. He hesitates. He's not going to go for it, but no hesitation. Kangaroo has no chill. BKB forced out on Shadow. He mans up onto Apu, jukes into the trees. The Eclipse being decently dodged so far, but it brings 3 heroes low. He cheeses. He still has a Satanic to try and survive a bit longer through this. The puck died above back while this was all happening. So that Eclipse doing huge work. Nana now on the run, being forced back. Dazzle also low. Alchemist of friggin' tank in the front lines will just slowly chip him down. Jin almost dead. He will end up falling, barely TPing out, so that's 3 dead with a buyback. God, that Aghanim is doing some serious work.
The fact that he held off the whole enemy team while Puck had one of the greatest ultis of my life that I've ever seen.
Imagine if like Sniper and Drow are just freely hitting heroes during that time, but just like that, Wings, they're not out of this yet.
A little too hopeful for his initiation there. It's gonna slow the waves a little bit. Wings, they're coming back into this one, taking good fights and getting value out of their skills.
Disruption, cancer spreading. Wings moving in on their own lane of racks here. The Glaives are bouncing. There's no buyback of Sniper available. 660 gold short because he just completed the FAB. So now a 1-to-1 lane of racks trade though. It's a melee only for now. Versus a melee and a range bottom, but mid exposed for Wings with creeps moving in, starting to hit on tier 4s, but this game back and forth down the stretch, and now Wings over the last like 4 minutes, it's been almost a 10,000 gold source.
Afu's also got 4,000 gold in the bank as a support. I would love this guy to spend his money, ideally on something like a pipe. Just block a lot of those Lucent Beams. They'll block like 1 1/3 Lucent Beams, but they need it. They need some magic resistance here to deal with that. Right now, that's the trouble. It's Epicenter, it's Luna ulti. There any new Ags? Nothing I'm seeing.
Just those for now.
No gem yet, either on the Dire team, it looks like.
Blink has nothing on the courier, so it doesn't look like he's that close to another Ags.
Give him 2 minutes, he'll be ready.
This is this we're talking about.
Luna's a bit hard to kill as well, Satanic plus Black King Bar, but she's still very vulnerable to physical, and the more agility she buys, she does. But
that's a lot.
But they can do minus 22 armor just by having Elder Titan in there. That's pretty fantastic.
Yeah, and maybe next time she doesn't have a cheese door, but then the thing is they can kite her pretty well with the Hurricane Pike, so unless she BKBs. You might not actually be able to hit heroes to get that lifesteal.
They did buy a gem now. Innocence Paint for that one. All expensive. I definitely would have begged for my Alk to buy, but no, I'd take an Eggs over it. I would suck that one up instantly. Be like, okay, I'll take an Eggs.
Blink nearly done farming at this point.
So think Lincoln's here or Scotty on the Luna?
What do you prefer this game?
I don't know, man.
that many great single target spells to block. Like Assassinate. I guess the Hex is the big one.
Yeah,
That's probably the main thing.
Hex is pretty big, I suppose.
Does Assassinate trigger the? It only triggers the Lincolns when it goes off, right?
When the projectile hits, yes.
So it's not really a good way to.
I think it's pretty likely goes for Scotty here, but I do like the Lincoln's idea. And I know AUI consistently has been buying Lincoln Spheres late game on Hero Luna, so could definitely be a Lincoln's.
They're gonna have to commit so much to Killer and I'll Purge. Like a late one, but given the way Wings' lineup has pivoted, it feels more and more like it's that Luna Eclipse that's really good to do the man in team fights.
Yeah, and they pick up 3 Tomes of Knowledge as well, and the other time giving him 16 here. Every extra skill point in Earth Splitter actually is quite significant. 50% damage their max HP, so. It's a tanky Luna, that's a lot.
Ward is gonna scout Link, probably the one hero that they have no hope of killing, just 2. In fact, they're gonna TP home, but the Siege is already revving up Luna Illusion, bringing this tower down to half.
We got the mouse from them.
All of a sudden, Wings just slow sieging the enemy base. He said there is a Maelstrom for Ajit to try and deal with this push, but just a little glaive here, a little glaive there. Those towers, they're not getting their health back.
He's the sniper, can help with it now. KB on him, Maelstrom on Drow. Fights are scary. Both of their cores are a little low in HP, and they went for 4 steps, right? Most of their survivability value comes from getting out of a bad situation. It worked great the first time they went high ground, but ever since then, the damage output, the ratio of their damage to the survivability of Wings has not been the same, and that's why they're not quite winning the same fights.
Aghanims number 2.
What do you think?
Gonna go to Shadow Demon or Sand King?
Don't think it's terrible. I mean, Sand King has been having some trouble hitting some burrow strikes this game, but TPing in we'll see any moment. I think Shadow Demon's really great one to give it to, but it's gonna be Sand King.
Alright, so basically your whole screen and then give it another 50%, like a screen and a half of gap closing here for Faith Beyond.
Yeah, and you got a 6-second timer to do a 30% movement speed slow on whoever you burrow strike, which is pretty good also. Not a bad thing. They're very good at high grounding now. I would say that's quite sure.
Really good gap close. Now, Wings Gaming do a pretty good save, but positioning will be of the utmost importance here. Link marches out, gonna deploy the Chemical Rage, and the creep wave being muscled down, but the Weave, Wings maybe gonna wait this one out. So Weave has a pretty low cooldown. The window to push in is very small.
Gonna just abuse the illusions, I guess. They send 2 Drow ones to the top lane. Those should be able to push up pretty well. Oh, those actually do split shot. I didn't even realize that. That's super good.
Oh, with the axe.
Yeah, quite effective there. I pick Medusa. They'll push up those lanes, but Wings should consistently have this advantage over their opponents just because of the fact that Alp can move around so rapidly with Boots of Travel plus Octarine. He can make Manta illusions, the Drow Ranger, the Luna can make Manta illusions. All these lanes should be pushed in pretty routinely here.
But they do lose on range racks mid. The tower bottom continues to slowly be chipped, and I mean the question at some point, does Warriors Gaming just have to come out of the base and fight? Do they smoke gank? Do they just run at Wings?
Well, they've got a gem. They're just scared to come out. And now, what a Wings in a moment here, they'll see Sand King mid. They're gonna know that they're not there anymore, most likely. But it all comes down to can they get there in time before Roche dies, or does Warrior Gaming even realize? Again, they put more illusions on the bot lane just to make them maybe think that they're still there. And so late, all it takes is 2 heroes, a dead Roche. Shadow peeking that up would be huge. It's gonna go for Scotty for sure.
4,400 gold now. Still item slots available. The other thing is Wings can access late game a bit better with not only more farm from the Alk, but also extra item slot for every hero.
At some point, it's time to leave the base, and I think they're really close. Well, now it's too late, but
now it's probably about the worst possible.
Yes. Oh, interesting. The illusions of Luna, I believe, don't get the benefit of the Alchemist Axe HP. Not know that. They have about 400 HP less. Unless that's just no, that's just only the strats HP.
No,
didn't know that.
That's interesting.
But the whole
it says they have the buff though when you put.
Yeah, but I assume it's from that.
It's because it's plus health, I guess, not stats.
No, it shouldn't matter because when you buy those items normally, it's probably just the way that they coded the Algax. Heroes. Anyways, Warriors Gaming pretty much just sitting in their base. Don't know if they're actually getting quite out farm now. The net worths are not quite the same. It's mostly Alk, obviously, but the next 3 after them are all their heroes, but gonna keep getting better and better for Wings the longer this game goes as he buys more and more Aghanims. He's ready to buy one now.
Warriors Gaming finding themselves in the unenviable position of being under siege against
good stomp.
a late game Shadow Demon lineup. They go in for the long range burrow, Nana getting slowed down a bit, but now they turn this with the Ear Splitter. Assassinate, revving up as well. He's low, he's almost dead. He burrows back to safety. Will be kept alive for now. Cheese gets dropped. Quick fresh on his health pool. Tower nearly dead. They've almost accomplished their objective.
And they used Pucklety on that one, so they're gonna go back in.
Burrow, they're gonna find Nana, but the 4-step back, Glimmer Cape as well. Tower nearly dead though, gotta keep an eye on objectives here. Slartar just gets chunked down. How dare you cross the kill zone, and that is this ramp. Now another Burrow, follow-up comes through, still not committing to Shadow. Laying in with the Eclipse, they immediately run back, but he just marches forward, has the Satanic active, not life-stealing much during this time. There was nothing to steal, and Shadow won't be particularly healthy after this. They got the tower, but they lost one. Off the cheese. And have to back away.
Oh, you bought a Scotty on Sniper. That's a really good choice this game. If you're having trouble killing illusions, give yourself some more HP, extra armor, huge kite potential against him as well. I really like the choice here.
Yeah, Luna is not going to be hitting heroes when Sniper latches onto her between the headshot, the Scotty.
Yeah, and she hasn't had Dragon Lance in a long time. She's probably not going to buy it again before the game ends. So if you're low range, and I mean, she's a fast hero, but put Scotty against you, and all the saves that Warriors Gaming have, I think they're going to be able to control her a bit more in fights. So it was okay for them. I mean, they easily killed the Slardar. They forced a cheese out of Sand almost dying. Aegis hasn't been used, but at some point it will run out, obviously. Kind of working out here. I feel like Warriors Gaming is actually going to be catching up in terms of items. They've got another 4K on Draw Ranger, for example. Maybe a Satanic is the pickup for him next, or I think that's a great idea, actually. Just that or BKB. I'm not sure yet.
Any adjustments for the Alchemist? I mean, this is a hero that normally wins by just getting really far ahead, giving his teammates ags, but he's almost given out all the relevant ags he could. Is there any sort of item swap that became more relevant heading into late game?
I don't really think so. Octarine BOT is obviously pretty needed. Shiva's Guard and AC based on the damage types of your opponents. I think he's pretty much set with what he's going to have for the rest of the game. But now that Scotty exists, he's going to have a harder time staying alive.
Team for Kangaroo here, but threatening with Afu and the Spirit to turn this around. Big Young gonna chance a burrow into the trees. Find anyone, let's get back away. Tanks fencing back and forth, looking for that pick that could potentially break the game.
Yeah, it's so hard for them to leave their base right now. Unless they do a smoke, and that's what they're gonna do. Get a little hit. And there's the break.
They'll look for innocence and just like that, the machine gun Drow Sniper.
That was a comical that's just standing there and just starts getting shot.
Shadow Poison, woo! Not gonna happen. And now follow-up still Faith Beyond. Hot hands off the keyboard for just a moment. Now gonna Ghost after scattering backwards. They have a coil, they will deploy it. Shadow Demon buyback also ready. If they want to take this fight, they could try. Assassinate coming through. Kangaroo on the chase, they're gonna break that coil. Orbing forward, the Veil still active. Silence is there. They get the gem as well, but now the turnaround. They work on the Drow Ranger. She's pretty easily brought low, but can they finish her off? Great. Hurricane Pike, Blink though, very tanky in the front line. Dodging, gonna fall. MU Nana isolated by Shadow. As soon as this BKB wears off, he's in a hell of a lot of trouble. Shadow muscling him down, has the Satanic, has the Eclipse, rains it down from the skies, and now the Yule Scepter used defensively. Drow gonna buy back. This could be the final fight that decides it all. Puck trying to John away. No, heads the other direction. Blink to the left. Kangaroo just hopping out of here. This is one mobile marsupial, but Wings converge again, and they will this time. Lock him down and finish him off.
Pretty big death there for Puck, but he's got buyback still. A lot of deaths.
Fought back, Devin. Wings committed a lot to that fight.
Oh wow, they really did. And that's 2 buybacks now for Warriors Gaming. Sniper's not up for 60, so this is their moment. They gotta try to get the racks here. They're still in a good spot even if they don't get it, but a rare moment where everybody in Warriors Gaming is dead. And no Luna ulti either. A huge impact in these team fights.
100 seconds before they'll have it, but they still march on the high ground. They're tired of this game dragging on. They're going to go for it. Wings looking to take second place in the group. They now work on the range racks. Meanwhile, mid being pushed in. They start to kill off those buffer buildings. They have the racks advantage, and they rotate immediately on towards top. They see Sniper not buying back. They expect he might not have it. Kangaroo engages anyway. Quick coil there, Shadow. BKB and trying to turn this one around. Works on Ajit, who also has his own BKB, but can't stand against Shadow's damage, at least not for now. The Puck being focused. Kangaroo gonna go down. That's a dieback on the Puck. No coil anyway. Even if he could buy back, and Wings closing in on what could be. I'll call it a comeback, though. It felt like this game should have been theirs from early on.
It definitely does, and it's not quite over yet though. They use Glyph, they've got 4 heroes now, no puck for 100, but there's a couple of big kills on Wings that if they can succeed with, they can clean up the rest of the fight.
Tough though with the defensive capabilities here. Fabian jumping in the long range. Burrow is going to follow up the epicenter. Will connect on Anja decently, forcing X Nova back as well. The BKB by Nana, I should say, as he tries to find the punish, and he will on Shadow, brings him down. So they hold the base, though there is a buyback on Luna. Wings have all the creeps.
Oh, it's not over.
Marching in. Fight not over. BOT come back in for Shadow, immediately looking to rejoin this fight, and meanwhile Sniper with a phantom dodge on the unstable concoction, but still getting caught by the crush. X Nova in trouble. It's up to the Drow Ranger doing work with the disruption there to counter it. X Nana dropping low, but Brave is there to save the day. Shadow marching in. They charge forward onto these squishy Sniper Drow backlighters. It's too much. Warriors Gaming. They will call it. It was a noble effort though, but
really
not enough in the end.
They looked like they were in such a good place in the mid to late game, but the issue was their items didn't transition into damage just fast enough. They had this great mid game timing, and they just had to keep pushing it, but the game got a little too passive, I think. They let Wings get stuff done, take fights on the map. Partially just map movement stuff. Wings is amazing at that kind of thing, but they had to push that advantage mid game, and you really, I don't know if you saw in the last couple of fights, but Drow Rangers